So I wanted to make a response video for Adrasdea. I call her Mary because I think that that's her name, and I want to call her Mary unless she prefers Adrasdea. I don't know. But what I wanted to say is, I have so much respect for you. It's amazing. And what I want people to understand is this young lady. I mean, I don't know how long she's been putting up with this harassment, but her inner strength is amazing to
I'm sure it is amazing. Good afternoon. Well, good afternoon. Wherever you are. Wherever you are in the world. It's.
So I wanted to make a response video
Oh,
for
shit.
Adrasdea. I call her Mary
Oh, shit. Oh,
because
shit. Oh, shit.
I think that that's her name, and I want to call her Mary unless she prefers Adrasdea. I don't know.
Sorry about that. Should have turned that off. I apologize. How are you all tonight? Welcome to the LolCow Ranch. My little LolCows have been busy tonight, as you can see. They have been cross-promoting each other. This is fantastic. They are gonna buy me that Toyota truck in no time. So I gave you a little sneak peek. We're gonna go back and we're gonna watch the first video that James Robert Clark put out today.
So I briefly woke up from my siesta. I'll be going back for a little bit more siesta. My sleep schedule's all kinds of crazy.
Gee, I wonder why your sleep schedule's all kinds of crazy, James.
But what I want to let you know,
Oh, hey, AP.
okay,
Come on in.
the reason I'm not giving up is clearly it's Royce doing this crap because
Oh, it's all that evil Royce Lopez again. Tell us more, James.
as soon as the basketball Americans
Oh, God, James. You know, if you keep using those words and you somehow manage to get to 1,000 subscribers, YouTube is almost certainly going to yeet your channel for all of these videos where you've been using those two particular words, which I'm not going to dignify.
ceased to intimidate me, which he never intimidated me because I'm not intimidated by anything.
This is what wounded narcissism does, ladies and gentlemen. It lashes out so that it can try to regain the upper hand and be in control once again. Hey, what's up? What's up, George Floyd?
Royce shows up again is Geraldo Perez
Geraldo Perez. Yes.
with that nonsense. And I'm 100% sure that Royce was Antonio Sanchez. Like,
And he was Hatman, and he was JJ, and he was Virgie and AP, and he was me, and he was you. He was everyone. I think he's even Adrasdea.
the emails I have in my Gmail, okay?
Oh, and your Gmail is what again? Fascist Fascist Clark at Gmail? Yeah, that's gonna. I don't think that's you have to worry about being on any watch lists, buddy.
With the disgusting crap when he was the fart fanatic, he was calling himself. That was the email, was the fart fanatic at whatever.
The fart fanatic.
You know, but the name was Antonio Sanchez, and
I would have preferred Freddy the fart sniffer, but that's just me.
all the Antonio Sanchez trolls and the Chimichanga Chimmy trolls and all this crap.
Chimichanga Jimmy. Yeah. That's almost that's almost really borderline in and of itself, but I think people understand that this is more of an insult to you than it is towards a culture. So,
Why will I not give in? Well, because number one, it's a bunch of crap.
it's back to being a bunch of crap again.
Number one.
Number 1,
And number two,
2.
what you need to understand is I truly love you.
James, you don't understand what love really is, okay? You've fallen in love with a photograph and you think that somehow that photograph is going to replace your abandonment from your mother. And it's not going to happen, James, because she was already with her fiance 2 years before you showed up, James.
Okay, if you care about me,
2 years.
1/100th.
Oh, are you using fractions because she's a mathematician on this, James? 1/100th, James? 1%? James, I don't know. You just keep replaying the same broken cards in your deck. None of them work. They all make you look stupid.
The amount. that I care about you.
Yeah, I thought I cared about somebody too, and it took me a while to wake up to realize that what I was doing was exactly what you were doing.
Everything is worth it. Everything is worth it. And I'll know that when I get down to Buenos Aires.
Yeah, I planned out a whole life with this person too. I was ready to leave the country. But you know what? It's better that I didn't go that way. It's better that I, kind of broke it off and said to myself, you know what? It's time to cut your losses. It's time to admit defeat. Look at those eyes closed of yours, James. You just cannot see the truth in front of you. You are just blinded by by the fact that you're so in love with Eliana that you'll do anything. You'll say anything. You'll try to make Eliana want to love you again, and she never ever did.
And you're actually given the chance to see me in physical reality.
No, James, you're never going to make it that far. You're never going to make it past any of the airports, okay? I promise you that.
In space and time.
Yeah, and yeah, you're trying to also appeal to her mathematician, also the scientist in her, space time, whatever, yada yada.
And whether you choose to or not.
She's not choosing you, James.
And I'm not coming down to see you. I'm going to let you choose that like I always wanted.
She chose what she chose 9 years ago, James. She didn't want you.
I always wanted you to be the one.
James, you could easily find someone who would better suit you and who would probably tolerate your creepiness, but you just limit yourself by pursuing a dead end. It's like you're in a car, you're in a dead end, and you just keep plowing into that wall thinking that it's going to push you forward. It's not.
That chose to see me. Okay?
Oh, by the way, I did want to show everybody something. I was, because I got my first Streamlabs donation yesterday. So I made sure to put in the donation goal, which I set to, the silly amount of $1.09 because it's from the jerk. I also have a tip ticker below my prized Toyota Tacoma that James and Mary are going to buy me. And this is what you're going to see. Let me pull it up here when you make a donation here. Oh, be nice, Streamlabs. There we go.
The thrill of victory and the agony of defeat.
There we go. I like that. That's what you are, James. You are the agony of defeat. And you just can't accept defeat. Vinko Bogataj, that's the skier who you just saw just now, is so famous that Muhammad Ali asked for his autograph. Okay? But that's spectacular failure. You are just dumb shit failure, James. Let's get back to your video.
I wanted you to make that choice. And, I'm not the most romantic guy.
No, you certainly aren't, James. Because you think you're romantic. You think that all of these little memes and all of these little jokes and all of these little links that you send for Teespring and YouTube and Instagram and whatever, you think all of that somehow makes Eliana attracted to you. That's not what love is.
Okay? I'm not. I'm not going to lie. But the one thing is I do truly love you. And I truly care about you. And I truly
Why am I so obsessed with this guy? Because this asshole reminds me of of a younger me. That's why.
respect you. And you have an inner beauty that is so sweet and innocent.
James, you can't keep appealing to inner beauty if all you're focused on is the outer beauty. That you don't understand inner beauty at all, because if you did understand inner beauty, you would have fucking stopped these creepy messages. Because you would have realized you were making her uncomfortable.
And I don't know what happened to that recently, but
You don't know because you refuse to know.
I know it's in there. And, that is the most beautiful, you are the most beautiful person on the inside that I have ever spoken to. Okay?
She's probably the only person that has given you the time of day on social media. And that's sad because, if you've creeped out other people on social media the way that you creeped out Eliana, it's no wonder that you're this single and this lonely and this much of a loser.
And you were so sweet to me when I needed somebody to be sweet to me.
She was tolerant of you, James. She wasn't necessarily sweet. She was just being tolerant and polite.
And you really did. You healed me.
No, you think that she healed you because she paid attention to your bullshit words? No, that's not how it worked.
You saved me a number of times.
I thought that too. That's you know what? When I met this person that I fell madly in love with, yeah, I thought that they were saving me too. I thought that, hey, I'm gonna break out of this shithole that life that I'm in, and I'm gonna make something of myself. But you know what? They didn't want that. They didn't want that because they didn't want me. And it wasn't because I was bad. It wasn't because I was ugly. They just didn't want me, James. Sometimes people just don't want other people.
And I'm sorry I've gotten so angry, but the situation.
Now you keep apologizing for your anger, okay? And you keep using your anger as a crutch. And you keep relying on that because without your anger, you don't have any control over Eliana.
Situation that has been perpetrated by these people
These people again, no, we're all part of James's problem.
is so ridiculous.
You notice how he was just closing his eyes right when he was just saying that? He's trying to focus on the words that he wants to say. He's so mad at me right now. He doesn't know quite how to comprehend his anger towards me. And he doesn't mention my name in this video, but he's really mad. I can tell. Look at that seething he's got in that face. He's not smiling.
Okay? But my love for you is stronger than anything.
No, you you keep thinking that love is like the soundtrack of Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. Okay, get that shit out of your head.
Remember how I said our friendship is the strongest force in nature?
How you said it, and she ignored you. But continue, James.
I mean that. I mean that. And when I say friendship, I mean love.
And when you mean love, you mean obsession.
Now, how you want that love to manifest is up to you.
You keep giving Eliana the choice on this, but she's already chosen it. Okay? You're not listening to anybody when she says, stop. Stop making these videos.
Whether you want it to manifest as a friendship, or you want it to manifest as, a romantic relationship, or you want it to manifest as nothing.
James, do you think I get any kind of enjoyment making these videos? You think that I like the fact that I'm bringing you onto the ranch every day? Every time that you make a video? I'll do it. If I have to, I will do it every night. JRC3 update. Just like America held hostage back in 1979. I'll do it, James. Until you are off YouTube forever.
And just stay inside me. That's up to you. But I'm confident that you'll make a choice to see me. And if you don't, you don't. You'll never know I was there.
You see, he keeps using the phrase, you'll never know I was there. He's trying to be stealth because he wants to say that he can sneak into the country. You'll never know I was there in your country right now. And then you'll never know that I'm right outside your apartment right now. And you'll never know that I'm right outside your door right now.
Okay, you'll never know I was there. but I'm confident that you still care about me.
No, the luminol stains that the Argentinian police department will probably have to do on the front of Eliana's door will tell her that you were there.
Okay? And I'm not gonna let this fat wannabe Cuban. I don't even think he's Cuban. I think
For a moment, he wanted to say me. For a moment, he was ready to say my name, but he chose. He can't decide who he's more angry at right now, whether it's me or whether it's Royce. He's definitely mad at Royce because he gave Eliana the platform, but he's more mad at me because I'm highlighting his bullshit behavior.
he's really just a fat Italian
He's not Italian, he's Cuban.
pretending to be a Cuban, or maybe his mom was Cuban and his dad.
What does it matter, James? What does it matter where they're from? Your wounded narcissism is so angry that you are trying to just get at everybody. You're trying to dig under their skin, throwing out the most juvenile fourth grade insults that you can.
Was Italian or something. I know that he's all kinds of screwed up. I mean, there is no way.
Oh, if he's all kinds of screwed up, explain Daywave Radio. Explain the fact that he hosts a show from 10 a.m. until noon on YouTube. Explain that, James. How is a loser streaming 10 hours a week, 5 days a week on YouTube? And people are giving money to that loser.
Somebody would be making comments like that about a young lady unless they're really screwed up in the head.
They make jokes, all right, James, because it's, they're happy to have a woman in there, and they'll make a joke or two, but the people that are in that chat room understand that it's jokes, James. It's jokes. Learn to take a joke, okay?
But no, I'm not going to let him take you away from me.
No, certainly not, because you're gonna be sneaking down to Argentina to make sure that Eliana doesn't get the choice that you want her to have.
That's ridiculous. That's absolutely ridiculous. I'm not going to let him just have.
You know what? It doesn't matter if Tim Pool has already covered this. There's a special reason why I dedicate my time to this idiot. And like I said, it's because I was very much like him before I woke up, before I realized that my behavior was not getting me anywhere, that was not, helping me, find any kind of relationship.
You.
I'm trying to help him, but at the same time, hey, I want a truck.
That's insane. You mean so much to me. You were my best friend for 3 years.
You'll be my best friend for 3 years, James.
I thought you were my best friend for 7 years.
7 years, 10 years, 100 years, James. I'll be your huckleberry.
And I'm not going to just give you up. Certainly not going to just give you away to that piece of slime.
Keep throwing the insults because you just don't know how to accept defeat, James.
You know what I mean? That guy is a true piece of slime. He's slimy.
Oh, then why is he married, James? Why is Royce Lopez married if he's a piece of slime? Logic, James.
Like, he is disgusting. I don't want to even think about,
He disgusts you only because he gave Eliana the platform. Only because he brought the world's attention to you, James. He delivered us. He delivered you to us, James.
in some ways, I think he might even be worse than the basketball American. Actually,
He's displacing that anger again. He doesn't understand.
in many ways, I think he might be worse than the basketball American.
It'll be spectacular to see YouTube mute your channel for saying these things, James.
But the point is when you love something as much as I love you, you don't just give up. And when I'm down there and you can make your own choices about whether you wish to see me or not, that will seal the deal. Uh, I'll know what's going on in reality at that point. Um, and yeah, I got you some presents. I think I'm gonna actually get you a little this nonsense like the Jediism book, some book about Jediism and some book about the way of the Sith or something like that. I'm not that dorky, but I can work on it, and I will. Okay, I'm not really that nerdy, but I can work on that for you, and I'm willing to be as nerdy as you need me to be. I can do it, I promise. I used to like comic books. I gave up liking comic books when I was like 13ish, 12ish, 13ish. But I really did. I had a whole bunch of comic books, thousands and thousands of dollars worth of comic books.
And I just realized some things, James. You brought this up because something happened to that comic book collection. Something tells me your father destroyed your comic book collection. Probably took all of your valuable comic books and just threw them into the fire, James. Just to show you how little you had. Just to show you how he could take everything away from you. And that's kind of the lesson that you're trying to impart to Eliana, is that you have the power to give and you have the power to take away from her. And your comic books, James, just told me that when your father took that away from you, that turned something into that turned on something in your heart that was just evil and wrong. You didn't understand. You didn't understand from what your father was doing that was wrong. You associated that behavior and you said, "Oh, well, I have to do this someday. I have to burn my kids' comic books."
I'm not lying. I was an avid comic book collector.
Yeah, you were. You're not lying about that. I'm sure you're not lying. And it must have broken your heart when your dad burned all your comic books.
Okay, and not just Marvel and DC. I'm talking Image, Valiant, Dark Horse. Very great comics. The whole Spawn series. Very much into comics.
He brings up each comic by name because to him these were these were his heroes before Eliana. And when his father took his heroes away, he had no heroes left of his own. So at that point his mother became his hero up until his mother abandoned him and his father. And now he clings to Eliana because he wants something to replace that lost object of attention.
Hardcore comic book collector. Okay, used to know a lot about comics. I can expand that into other areas. I was never too into video games. I do like the old-fashioned video games, like Atari games and stuff, which are based more on reaction time and stuff like that. Played a lot of video games with my ex's kid. I used to watch him a lot, and we played video games.
Yeah, you did say a few videos ago about how you play Kingdom Hearts with him. And it's interesting that you bring up your ex's kid again because something tells me that the kid was around before you showed up for the ex, that you were just kind of like stepdad for the kid and you were trying as best as you could to be the replacement father, but it wasn't working out for your ex and for your stepson. And I mean, I'm sure you were there. You probably tried to be a good father, but they just probably couldn't handle your anger issues, James.
For hours, sometimes 8, 9 hours a day. Okay, but that was all the way back in like the Halo 2 days and Halo 3 days. So I have a lot of catching up to do if you want to play video games with me, but I can do it, and I will do it for you.
James, if you're grasping at video games now, you have really sunk to a new low, okay? Because video games are just child's toys, okay? I mean, sure, we're all children at heart for playing them, but you can't make this your life, James, and you can't just use this as a way to bond with Eliana.
It's not my favorite thing, but it would be my favorite thing if I was doing it with my favorite person.
He brought up 2600 games, a few moments ago, and I wanted to say it then, but now I know. He's referring to Custer's Revenge, the old Swedish erotica 2600 game that's like an embarrassment to Atari. That and a paddle controller game. But Custer's Revenge was basically what awoke the social justice warriors in the mid 1980s because everybody was pissed off at Custer's Revenge. I'd be surprised if you got a hold of a copy of that, but you probably got the ROM for it.
Which is you. So there's a lot that we can.
And that's what you want to be. You want to be Custer. You want to just cross that little field into Argentina, so that dodging our arrows, dodging the arrows that me and Royce Lopez and Hatman and AP and Virgie are all throwing down at you from the sky. Because if any of those arrows hit, it's thunder and lightning for you, James.
We can do to work on bonding if you wish to.
Yeah, you want bonding, all right. That's exactly why you're going down to Argentina.
Okay? I'm not opposed to anything.
You're not opposed to anything, as in, any kind of unusual sexual positions, James? Is that what you're suggesting?
And by the way, taco.
Yeah, you keep using that taco, James. Explain to us what you mean by taco.
Everybody wants to know why I'm saying taco, like it's some kind of offense. It is not an offense.
Maybe you think it's not an offense, but to everybody else in the rest of the world, it is a huge offense, James.
Okay? If you remember, you used to find my Hispanic humor
His Hispanic humor?
hilarious. Or my Italian humor, it really didn't matter. Or my Italio-Spanish humor, if that's even a word.
No, that's not a word, James. Quit inventing words.
Hence the culture of Argentina.
Well, you pronounced it right for once. Good for you.
When I would say things like, what was the one joke I made that you thought was humorous? That I know how to start a ruckus when I get down to Argentina. I'll ask all the women at the local bar or restaurante who wishes to taste of my penne.
James, your brain does not have the brain-mouth interocitor that is necessary, and it prevents you from from doing stupid shit like this in real life. You know what? I'm going to back this shit up because I'm going to say, JJ, start recording.
Humor, hilarious.
JJ, start recording.
Or my Italian humor, it really didn't matter. Or my Italio-Spanish humor, if that's even a word. Hence the culture of Argentina. When I would say things like, what was the one joke I made that you thought was humorous? That I know how to start a ruckus when I get down to Argentina. I'll ask all the women at the local bar or restaurante who wishes to taste of my penne. And then when they don't, they get all offended or their men go all crazy.
Oh, you're trying to make oh, I was only talking about penny pasta. I thought this was the Olive Garden. Something like that. I don't know. I didn't watch this video all the way, but something tells me that, you always wanting to be the practical joker, like I wanted to be the practical joker. That's kind of how your brain thinks. You want to cross that line and then say, oh, oops, I didn't mean it. I meant this.
Pardon, me no speak Espanol.
No habla español, James. The only Spanish I learned is from fucking Sesame Street, and I remember that, James. You don't even know basic Sesame Street Spanish.
I mean pasta. Pasta.
If they heard you saying that in any kind of Spanish-speaking country, they would probably have you locked up on a 5150, James.
Not the penne, but the penne pasta.
Yeah, I was right. He was backpedaling. He wanted to do the penne pasta.
Or something like that. I forget exactly how the joke when it was written out, but you thought that was very hilarious.
Come here, Bobcat.
Um,
Come here.
that was also
That's
the
good.
birth of the hot vegan beef injection. Remember I was arguing with some.
Oh, that's right. He's mad because I brought up his Facebook post to Eliana yesterday. Uh, or was it yesterday? No, it was Sunday. Yesterday was Sunday. Jesus Christ, James, you're making me lose track of time. But yeah, yesterday being Sunday, I posted your Facebook posts that you had made to Eliana. All the creepy ones.
Moron that was making fun of me because I was a vegan, and you used to like to make fun of me because I was a vegan.
And you copy pasted that same, giving Eliana a hot vegan beef injection. You copy pasted that because you weren't sure if she had seen it the first time, and you just want to kind of make sure that it was in there. So, uh yes, you are welcome to reach out for this KSR Digital. Absolutely. My goodness. Uh, you know what Matt Jones was saying on a KSR post game, because he was talking about, there's people who have names that are three first names. And in this case, you got your James, you got your Robert, you got your Clark, but this is all pure horror cow right here.
And that was the birth of the hot vegan beef injection joke, which became a running joke.
Which became a running joke in your Facebook posts, James, and you copy pasted the shit out of that. It didn't work the first time. Why did you think it would work a second?
As was the pineapple on pizza joke, if you remember that. Well, pineapple on pizza is a joke that everybody seems to be into.
Doesn't matter, James. You know what? You are still grasping at straws. You're trying to think, oh well, I'll play the pineapple on pizza card if that doesn't work. And if that doesn't work, then I'll play this card or I'll play that card. Or I'll bond with Eliana in some other way, which never works, James.
But the point is, I love
That
you a
can't.
ton. I am willing to do a ton for you.
I love you a ton, James. In fact, I love you 2.5 tons. That's going to be the weight of a 2022 Toyota Tacoma that you're going to buy me, James.
A lot. I don't know if if a ton is metric. I think there's something called a metric ton, but I'm pretty sure it's different than a British
A metric ton is 11,000 pounds, if I recall correctly.
ton. Anyway, I am extremely interested in, getting to know you.
No, James, she's never interested in getting to know you because you repulsed her from the very get go. You know what, James? You have it much worse than I do because you know what? When my love was rejected and I didn't understand and I kept trying to pursue it and pursue it and pursue it, I wasn't being as creepy as you are, but I wasn't making the videos that you're making, but I was really wanting that love and I couldn't understand why it wasn't happening. And then it slowly came to me that she just didn't like me.
If you don't want to get to know me, that's cool. One of the most interesting things that I think we could do is take a siesta. To tell you the truth, all this nonsense, yeah, it's drained the hell out of me.
Oh, I'm sure that the last 2 months have drained the hell out of you, James. But you know what? I'm energized as fuck right now.
In fact, like I said, I just woke up from a siesta. I took some nutrients, some, like some vitamins, minerals, and a couple amino acids. And I'm probably going to go back to bed. The level of misery that this has put me through has made me physically exhausted.
He wants to crawl back in bed so that he can live in his lucid dream world state where he is, always in love with Eliana.
Okay, physically exhausted. I'm physically exhausted. So I'm probably going to go back down for a siesta after I just woke up from a siesta because I need to recharge. Okay? But it doesn't matter. I'm not going to let this wear me down to the point where I give up because it's not worth it. Geraldo Perez is a fake person. The other gentleman, who I believe is a real person, the gentleman that you claimed you were marrying, I think he's a real person. I don't think you should marry him, and I don't think you're going to marry him. I think that essentially, like I said, you asked him to try and scare me away, or Royce asked him to try and scare me away, or something like that. Nothing scares me away.
That's the problem, James, is that you're so stupid that you don't realize that she can't she can't love you. What do you have to offer her, James, compared to her fiance? What do you have to offer her? A disability check? He probably has a real job. Probably makes 10 times more easily than what you would make. Probably makes 10 times more than what you and I make combined, James. Who cares?
Nothing scares me away. I'm not coming down to get you or anything. What I'm doing is I'm coming down, and if you wish to see me, you will see me. That's what.
Cut out the "if you wish to see me" from what he just said. He just means you will see me. That's stalker behavior for you. He really wants to go down there.
It boils down to. And if you don't want to see me, you're not going to see me. But the thing is, I want you to have the opportunity to see me in physical reality, in time and space.
What do you mean by that, James? In time and space? Are you trying to suggest some kind of dimensional merge like Christian is going to happen? That you and Eliana are going to soul bond and that's going to heal the world and heal the planet? Is this what you're trying to suggest? That all time and space are going to merge together for you? Grow up, James.
Within reality. And then I want
Oh, no, no,
you
no,
to
no, no,
decide whether
no.
you want to see me or not. And if you choose not to see me, you choose not to see me. But you'll have 2 weeks to make that choice. 2 weeks.
So he's laying down that he's going to try to be in Argentina for at least 2 weeks, which is going to break his budget. And that's going to put her in abject fear for the next 2 weeks because he's going to probably, like I said, he's never going to make it to Argentina anyway, in his mind. But assuming that he did, he's going to be sitting in some kind of, lonely hostel bedroom. He won't be able to afford a real hotel. And he'll just be making these videos. Hey, Eliana, I'll be down here at the obelisk. Hey, Eliana, I'll be here at this food cart vendor. Hey, Eliana, I'll be here. I'll be there. Hey, Eliana, I'll be right outside your door.
And if you make the choice to see me, I will make it worth your while. Even if it's just to give you the presents I got you, I will make it worth your while. I do think that we both really would enjoy a hug at this point in time. I really do. At the very least, I think we'd enjoy hugging one another and holding one another. Okay?
And I will hug her and pet her and squeeze her and call her George. That's what you are. You're just like Lenny from Of Mice and Men. You probably don't have a dead mouse in your pocket, but, you're just the same.
And as I said, obviously when we meet the first time it will be in public. If you can bring somebody, bring somebody.
Bring a policeman. Bring all the police.
I'm not trying to get you alone. I'm not trying to do anything weird or creepy or anything like that. I know that people have made it out to be that way. I know I am a creepy person.
You finally admitted to something that was true, James. Finally. Finally, James. You're starting to come around. I may yet, release you from the LolCow ranch. How about that? You'd like your freedom. You'd like to be off of this program, I know. Simple. Just stop making these fucking videos, James.
Okay? I admit full well that I'm a creepy person.
Truth number 2. Hey, He's 2 for 2. Man, James, you are on a roll.
But the point is, I care about you.
Oh, Jesus Christ. And here I thought we were finally making progress, James.
Okay? And I'm not going to let some fat ass like him try and intimidate me away from the person that meant everything to me for 7 years. You meant everything to me for 7 years. He doesn't get to decide what I do with my life.
His narcissism is so wounded, he wants to be back in control of Eliana. And now that Eliana has found her way to Daywave and everybody else, it's too late for you, James. It's too late. You don't have any more control over her anymore. You can't control her through fear. You can't intimidate her anymore. Your power is officially broken. It was broken 2 months ago when she went on Daywave. We're just giving officiality to it, James.
Do you get what I'm saying? And he doesn't get this. He doesn't get to decide what you do with your life. So when I get down there, what you do with your life is up to you. Okay, that's up to you. It's not up to your parents either. I mean, I'm not trying to get you to disobey your parents or anything like that, but for goodness sakes, you're 26 years old. You know, if you want to see me, you want to see me. Okay? That's not up to anybody but you. I want you to understand that. Just like me coming down there, that's not up to anybody but me. It's not up to Royce. Okay? And whether you see me or not, that's purely up to you. And I know that you have some friends. In fact, we have some former mutual friends that probably aren't very friendly with me at this point in time. But if you can't get a family member of yours to meet me with you, perhaps you could bring one of them.
Oh, one of the family members that you've insulted in your Facebook post to Eliana and your instant messages. I'm sure they want to meet you too, James.
You know what I mean? Perhaps you could bring one. I'm not going to name them because I don't want these. I know they have businesses and stuff, and I don't want these loons bothering them. But we have some old mutual friends that, as I said, probably aren't very friendly with me at this point. But it would be an ideal way for me to meet, the people that I used to know. Okay? And I won't let anything scare me away from you. I hope that you understand that it's because I love you. I love you so much. And I'm trying very hard not to name you. I'm working on that. I know you don't want me to be naming you. Of course, your name is public knowledge, so I'm not kept from naming you legally. But I don't want to do that to you if you don't want me to do that.
You keep taunting that I'm not going to name you like it's a fish hook. It's like, "Oh, I'm not going to name you. I might, but I'm not." Grow up, James.
Okay? So hold tight. And I'm going to keep you in my heart. Okay? I will keep you in my heart. I will come down there. You need to understand how much I truly adore you. And yeah, I post some crazy stuff. I know the Lords of Acid, they might be a little over the top and all that. And, I'm me. I'm not going to cease to be me. But part of being me means that I truly love and adore everything about you.
That's what I thought too, James. That's exactly what I thought. I thought, well, I'll be in love with the exact same things that she loves. I'll love her perfume. I'll love her books. I'll love her car. I'll love everything about her. And that's not how love works, James. You've been just in this delusion for 7 years that you have limited yourself to real potential relationships that could have helped you, that could have given you stability, that could have actually probably filled that void that you're looking for those maternal abandonment issues that you're trying to deal with. But instead, you keep on latching onto Eliana, pursuing something that'll never happen.
I accept you exactly the way that you are. You know what I mean? I love absolutely everything about you. I love everything about the way that you are. You are the most pure, innocent person I ever knew. What happened to you, I don't know, but it's out of character for you.
What happened to her, James? She found us. The rest of the world finally found you. 2 months later, you blow up the Google algorithm like a cancer. It must kill you, the fact that you can, have people Google search your name and all of these crazy videos pop up, and all of my videos pop up, and all of Hatman's and AP's and everybody's. It kills you. You can't, you want to turn it off, but at the same time, you want to keep making your videos. That's your split brain, James. That's your split brain. I know it. I've seen life through your eyes, James. James, I know you much better than you think.
And I know that the real you is there, and I have a feeling that if you choose to meet me, I will be meeting the you that I remember, and not this abomination that is on the internet.
Notice how he put her up on a pedestal all through this video, and he just knocked her down by calling her an abomination. He can't handle rejection. He can't handle the fact that Eliana won't be there for him, so he lashes out. He doesn't know how to turn off the anger. He doesn't understand that anger is not the correct choice.
Okay? So, I'm going to head back down for a CS.
James, you're going to buy me that truck before the end of next year. I promise you that.
But you used to make me feel so alive. You really woke me up.
Oh, you woke me up, James. You know what? When I saw your videos first on AP, before that, I was in my own little hiatus on my own YouTube channel because I wasn't going anywhere with that. I didn't feel like doing that for one or two streamers watching. It was boring. It was useless. I'd rather work a real job than have to go streaming like that again. But you, James, you are what the viewers want. They want the LolCows, James, and I'm providing it for them. I should have done this 3 years ago, James. If I had found your videos 3 years ago, I would have done this 3 years ago.
Do you remember? I would tell you that. You made me feel like I was 16, 17, 18 years old again. It was amazing what you did for me. I got back in shape, and then I got out of shape because my ex got sick. But if you remember, you got me very invigorated. Just your friendship invigorated the hell out of me and made me start to get serious about a lot of things because you're a special person. That's the truth. You're a special person.
He built her up on the pedestal, knocked her down, building her up again.
And you made me care about life again and, all sorts of stuff. And I better stop before I start acting like a bitch.
Oh, you're not acting like a bitch, James. You are a bitch.
But the point is, I love you so much. And if you choose to meet me, I promise you won't regret it. And I promise you I'll be on my best behavior. I won't even say anything off color or anything like that. I do love you, darling. I love you so much.
Hey, we're joined by ASDSS. How are you this evening, fine sir?
How you doing, Vance?
I'm doing good. Yeah, James has got me focused tonight. I didn't think that my LolCows would be cross promoting each other so quickly.
I know. It's interesting, isn't it?
It's it's
So,
yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
so what's been really interesting is that Ileana saw, the stream that you did when I kind of jumped in because I just thought it was so fascinating. You've been covering him so much.
Yeah, and I saw the comment that she left too. I was like, wow, praise from Caesar. So
yeah.
yeah.
So I've had the opportunity to talk to her, and I had so many just pointed questions to try to understand the years of all this situation. And my biggest one was, you know, why was she nice to him in the first place?
Pity,
Um,
pity. I
it-
think pity.
well, what was interesting was I said, why did you reach out to him when he had, reached out to you and posted? And it's not my story to tell, but when he had posted about being suicidal back then, there was something for her that it really had nothing to do with who he was. It wasn't that he was, special, or that the reason why she saved him, as he talks about, um, it had nothing to do with him, or her like for him, or love for him, or compassion for him. It was because of her. It was because of, things in her life that, that she wished she could change. And she decided, like, when he did that, that she would have done that for anyone that was going through that particular thing
Mhm.
at that time.
Yeah.
Didn't matter if it was a stranger, because that's who she is. And that tells me two things.
Yeah, the natural instinct, I think, is when you're contacted by someone randomly who says, "I feel suicidal, please help me," you're gonna want to help them.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the thing for that is that two sad things happened with this. Is that she thought she was doing the right thing because that's the kind of person she was. It could have been anybody in those chats that could have done that, and she would have done the same thing. It didn't make him special.
James, that is
And right,
a message for James. James, that is the worst opening line you could ever give any woman.
but what was interesting about it is that she said that after that, and she showed this empathy and compassion, which also again proves that she's not autistic, because she can actually feel the empathy of what he was going through, put
Mhm.
herself in his shoes, and want to help him. But once he received that from her, he started hitting on her, very inappropriately. And that's when she,
Kind of addicted to the serotonin that he was getting from this.
correct,
Yeah.
and cut him off, and then kind of basically put him on timeout because he was just being
Creepy.
creepy. And part of it has to do with his impulsive behavior. A lot of it also had to do with his inability to understand humor that would be acceptable when you're talking to somebody that you are saying that you're interested in. So what she did was she put him on timeout, and she blocked him, for quite a while. And he was, of course, doing what he's doing now, profusely apologizing. And she unblocked him
And
because she thought he learned.
that was
Because
the
she thought,
second mistake. Yeah.
yeah. And then she said after she unblocked him, he then went back to the things that he was doing that, made her block him in the first place. So then she blocked him again, and that was permanent. And
Yeah.
shortly after that, she lost that account because she was a shitlord and liked to post things, and she got banned. And then she just created a new Facebook. So when you look at the history of what happened, her problem is that, she showed mercy then, and gave him a second chance. And these love letters and everything else is he's going back to the script that worked before, but it's been years and it's not going to work. It's the way in which he got her to unblock him and give him another chance. It's not going to work. She learned her lesson after the second time. That's not happening.
Yeah.
She's not going to do it. And when you're scripting from an atypical standpoint, I mean, this is the only formula he knows that works. So he's just doing it and profusely apologizing, but then he's getting frustrated because the script isn't working. So then he's having meltdowns and he's flipping out on her, and then he's showing kind of a little bit of his true colors, and then he's got to walk that back, and then he's trying to profusely apologize for the things when he's melted down, and then he's in this endless cycle of trying the script, not working, getting pissed because it's not working, flipping out, apologizing for that, and what it just keeps showing is you're not really sorry. I mean, sorry is saying sorry, never doing it again. And
Right.
he can't stop himself. He can't be consistent. He's consistently inconsistent. Let's put it that way. So
that's a good way of putting it. Yeah.
yeah, he's just consistently inconsistent. So in the end, even if he spent 20 years doing this. It's not like something that you can redo. You know, it's not math homework where, you know, you can get the wrong answer, erase it, then get the wrong answer, erase it again, and you run out of eraser, so you go grab another eraser. Like when you're dealing with a person, you only get so many finite chances, you know, and if you don't have a real established relationship to begin with, you only got maybe one shot, you know.
Yeah.
Two, if you have a compassionate person that wants to give people the benefit of the doubt, which, you know, was Eliana. So it was just interesting to kind of ask her about some of the posts and some of the posts that he posted. You know, I asked her, you know, why did you say that to him? You know, like when he had posted the J.R. Clark post and what she had responded to him. And she said, that's when I was trying to be kind and put him on a timeout.
Yeah.
You know, and she didn't feel the need at the time that, you know, he was being weird. You know, he's being inappropriate. She didn't like it at all. But at the same time, she's like, you know, but this is also a community that I'm new to. And, you know, I'm still trying to be a kind person.
Right.
Which, you know, I think that what James doesn't understand is his inability to understand kindness is why he never has a hope in hell. Because if you don't have that part of yourself, you know, what can you do? I mean, that's the number one thing that she's looking for in a person, and he's just
a little bit of
not kind.
kindness just opens up the floodgates for him, and he just lets loose with this tirade of bullshit.
Yeah, and it's also he's so confident in his, you know, love letters to her because he thinks he knows her, but he knows only what he remembers that they've talked about years ago. I mean, her interests have changed dramatically, you know, over the years. I mean, the things that he still says, well, you know, I know you like Egyptian stuff, or I know you like it. Not really. Yeah. You know, he doesn't really know anything that she likes anymore. Yeah, he feels confident about it, but to be honest with you, you probably shouldn't be so confident because she's not the same person.
No.
You know, he might be, but she's a totally different person than the person he met. And
she's probably become a lot more cynical and skeptical when meeting new men. But that's not an issue for her anymore because she's got her fiance.
Yeah. And I think the worst thing you could possibly do is get someone that was compassionate, would reach out to anybody in a time of need. Mm-hmm. That this was such a horrible and horrendous experience of reaching out and trying to help somebody in their darkest time, that the next time you see somebody that's suicidal, she's not going to try to help them.
Just give them the National Suicide Awareness Hotline and say, yeah, you know what, I'm not a therapist, but, you know, God
there
help
you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the best thing you can do rather than giving them a heartfelt pep talk, because, you know, I think that she'll see that and go, oh, I'm not falling for this again. I'm not going down this road.
Yeah.
You know, I've been there.
The saying is, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I asked her, one of the things I thought was funny was I asked her about race. You know, why does James think that she believes in the biology of race? And she said it was actually just an intellectual debate, and they were talking about she was talking more about the data, like the differences in actual biology, not the superiority of a race.
Right. We've had a request to go ahead and play the next video, so I'm going to go ahead and get into that. So,
sorry.
Oh, it's okay. No.
So I wanted to make a response video for Adrasdea.
This is where he's promoting Adrasdea. So, hey, you know, I love it when the LolCows promote each other. It just makes me that much closer to my Toyota Tacoma.
I call her Mary because I think
there's something about Mary Barone, that's for sure.
That's her name, and I want to call her Mary, unless she prefers Adrasdea. I don't know.
Oh, and Adrasdea made a response video to you, James.
But what I wanted to say is, I have so much respect for you. It's amazing.
He's talking to her exactly like he's talking to Eliana. Did you just pick up on that? He's talking to Mary Like he thinks he's talking to Eliana. Hey there, Adrasdea. So I made you a video.
And what I want people to understand is this young lady, I mean, I don't know how long she's been putting up with this harassment, but her inner strength is amazing to tolerate this stuff and to put up with it and continue to put herself out there.
More like her inner well of bullshit, James. She lies all the time. James, the Mary Barone Adrasdea hill is not the hill that you want to go dying on, okay? Trust me on this.
And to withstand all this. And what people don't know, I used to work in mental health. I was what's called a certified peer specialist, which is kind of like a case manager that's a nut. Okay. And I also was a weight management consultant, a weight loss consultant, etc. But that was due to my personal training education.
I think he's basically the trainer who screams and yells at the obese people in the hospital. Why aren't you losing weight? Why are you a disgusting fat body kind of person? You know what I mean? That seems more of his personality type.
But what I want people to know is I also worked at a drop-in center, and a drop-in center, generally speaking, is a place for mentally ill people to come that's run generally by other mentally ill people. Not always, but generally it's run by other mentally ill people, such as myself.
Oh God, could you imagine any kind of drop-in center that James was in charge of? James, you talk about the inmates running the asylum. That is like 4D level inmates running the asylum at that point.
And this young lady, she's very intelligent, and people should stop. I mean, I'm not going to tell people what to do, and whether you attack her or not doesn't make her any less smart.
No, I put in my description for my video, James, do not go to her channel, okay? Do not make any contact with her, all right? That is not someone that you want to be making contact with, James.
She's a very intelligent young lady that understands how the system works, and she's a
No, she understands how grifting works, James. She's a grifter. She grifts people out of pity donations on Facebook. All right. And if she makes it to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, she'll be grifting people on YouTube, James.
very caring young lady. And it's actually, I'm like she said, she's not
That's Spire McGee. James and Mary are the LolCow Romeo and Juliet. Angry Marine, why the hell are you a mod? Why the hell not?
on any side. I'm not on any side. The reason I stand up for this young lady is because, people should not be picking on people like that. I mean, I know what I put up with through this like chief handler stuff and all these trolls and all this stuff for years now. It's been years, like 7 years of this stuff.
James, oh, you think that you're being trolled and harassed? Wait until other people put you on their LolCow ranches, James, and then you're just everywhere, and then you can never get away from it.
And I know what I put up with as an adult man, as a man, as a large man.
You have the nerve to call yourself a man, James Robert Clark III. No, you're not a man. You're a man-child. That's what you are. You're just a man-child.
And I can only imagine what this poor young lady has put up with over the years. And people want
So now you're demonstrating a bit of empathy. I can only imagine. That's exactly what empathy is, James. So you can't claim that you're any kind of autistic or anything like that, because by your own definition, autistics don't have any empathy towards people.
to judge her. I don't know what her past is, but
Oh, would you like to know what her past is, James? Would you like to know? Would you like to see, would you like Virgie to read you out the, book I'll Never Stop Screaming, James? James, she was in a Walmart with with Kenneth. Well, we'll just call him Kenneth. Her boyfriend Kenneth, in a Walmart buying the shovel to bury Roberta Laws with, right after Kenneth had just murdered Roberta.
I know this. Regardless of what her past is, nobody deserves to be treated like this.
You didn't even do any kind of research about Adrasdea. You just saw the fact that we put her on the LolCow ranch, and you thought, well, I'll defend her. It's noble of you, James, but you really should have done your homework on her.
Nobody deserves to be treated like this. Not. I mean, if somebody did something wrong, you go through the legal avenues and things like that. And that's what irked me so much about the situation where people are claiming to care so much about my friend from Argentina. Well, if you care so much about her, give her the alleged information you have about me, which is all baloney, and help her contact the authorities.
She doesn't need any help contacting the authorities. She's long since done that, James.
And leave it at that. You don't have to publicly admonish me and encourage people to try and kill me.
Nobody is asking to. Nobody wants to kill you, James. Where the hell do you keep getting this idea? All right? Nobody wants to kill you. Nobody wants to kill Adrasdea, okay? You two are my prize LolCows on my ranch right now. I need you both alive so you can buy me that truck.
Which is basically how this is turning out with me now. But this poor young woman, I mean, the stuff that you people are doing to her, it's literally disgusting.
No, James. And also, you won't do anything to yourself because, like I said, if you take yourself out of the picture, you won't be able to be with Eliana anymore. And suicides don't go to heaven, James.
You don't treat anyone like this. I love how she handled the whole situation with people exploiting her nudity and all that. She is honestly, she's winning. I mean, honestly, she's quite a bit like me. You're not going to keep her down because she just don't care.
James, wait till you see the response that she made to you.
I mean, she does get a bit emotional and stuff, and that's where people like me will be there to support her and tell her to stay strong. And like her, I'm not on anybody's side. But the side that I am on is I don't think people should be doing this to people, especially not innocent people. That honestly, even this is the thing. Like I said, I don't know her past. I assume that everything that they're saying about her is a lie.
James, we're going by what Adrasdea wrote in her book, okay? We're going by what the prosecution's report told us. Virgie and AP brought that out in their stream a few weeks ago.
I know for a fact everything they said about me is a lie.
He's living in denial again. So he now, in addition to him living in denial, he's going to project this white knight image onto Adrasdea. And he's hoping that he and Adrasdea will align forces, that they will join together, that they can, that, separately they can't do anything, but together they can take down Daywave Radio.
So, or a complete exaggeration.
You know what, James? You did do your homework because you had to have watched AP's Mayo documentary, which I put a link in the description for that as well. So, if you watch the Mayo documentary, you definitely know her history. And I'm really shocked as hell that you would, want to defend her.
Some things are not exactly a lie, but they're so exaggerated that you might as well call them a lie. But with Mary, I'm going to support her when people are beating her down and beating her down and beating her down.
Yep, hit that sweet buttery note of repetition, James. Thank you.
If her comment sections are open in her videos, I'm going to tell her, stay strong. You're a smart person.
James, I tried that, and you know what? Doesn't work. She doesn't listen to your comments, James. She doesn't listen to anybody's comments. She doesn't listen to anybody, James. I'll explain, in a little bit how Adrasdea thinks, but for now, we're focusing on you.
She needs to hear that, and I would encourage everyone to tell her that. Okay? Whether you have a squabble with her or not, or you disagree with her or not on this or that point or whatever, people deserve to hear that they're a strong person and that they're a decent person and that they're just a basic human being. The way that they're trying to beat this poor woman down, she deserves to know that she's a human being and there are other human beings out there that are willing to reach out to her and let her know, you know what, I saw your video, I care.
No human being deserves James Robert Clark III. Okay?
I care. I understand that you're going through some stuff, and I care. I understand that you might have a past. I don't care about your past. I know that you're a human being and you're hurting because people are being mean to you, and I care.
No, you're being conniving again, James. You're looking for allies to help you fight your battle against Daywave and AP.
And that's the side that I'm on. I'm not trying to hurt anybody or belittle anybody or anything like that.
You don't understand what hurt and belittlement is. You live in this kind of world that, you process the world that you want to see it, or the way that you want to process it, but uh it's not comfortable for anybody to be around you, and you just drive everybody crazy with your bullshit.
Hey, Hey,
Hey,
Vance.
yeah, what's up?
Just to point out real quick, for a person that just said he doesn't want to hurt or belittle anybody, has anybody seen James' community tab on him going in on Nice?
Oh God.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
just kind of funny that his words and actions just are consistently inconsistent.
Consistently inconsistent. James, if you actually sold anything on my Teespring, I would put that on a hoodie for you, James. And James, if I actually even sold a hoodie, I might even give you the profits for that, James, just to show you, hey, here's the profits from your clothing line, all $4 of it.
And Mary, like Mary, I'm not on anybody's side. And I really appreciate her talking about me and being supportive of me and in a comical way. I enjoyed the comedy. It really brought a smile to my face when I saw it.
He just considered the Adrasdea nipple reveal to be comedy. Oh lordy, James, that is the worst thing you could have said to Adrasdea, because she is going to go off on you for saying something as horribly stupid like that. She's going to be like, "Oh, so I'm funny now. So I'm here for your comic amusement, huh? Is that it?" Yeah, there we go. Oh, well, but yeah, James, you're not any you're not anybody's defender. You're certainly not Mary's. So, there's a reason why I put that warning on this video.
And that's all I want to say. Thank you. Thank you, Mary.
Okay, so now we go right into Mary. And this one is adults only. I think this is a short one.
Right, one more update
Yeah,
about
it
the
is.
video for Spotter Day. You guys have been reporting it, and YouTube finally responded. They age restricted the video. They didn't take it down. They did not give me a warning. They did not delete my account.
I didn't report your channel, Mary. Why would I? There's no point to it. And you know what? Hey, if I reported your channel, I'm denying myself your videos. Okay? Why would I do that? You're comedy, well, yeah, you are comedy gold in a sense for the ranch.
They simply made it so that only people over 18 or people who can verify they are over 18 can see a slight nipple. Because YouTube apparently doesn't believe that that is obscene enough to take down a channel or deserve a warning. But just so y'all know, your constant, repeated reporting did have an effect.
You know what? I've got an interesting theory here, and ASDSS, feel free to join in on this. Mary, when she goes off on her anger, she's like the Tasmanian devil from the old Warner Brothers cartoons. Okay, now let's go back to my Saturday stream when we were bringing up about how Adrasdea was panhandling. Now Adrasdea, since she's watching, she hears those words, Adrasdea panhandling. Her brain immediately goes into Tasmanian devil mode, and she's spinning around her room, screaming, "Oh, they're talking about me again. They're talking about me again. They're talking about me again. Oh, they're bullying me. They're bullying me. They're bullying me." And then by the time she's done yelling, we're done with that subject, and I've already moved on to the fact that I'm talking about my homeless situation here. Well, yeah, because I'm homeless, living in an apartment. Her definition of homelessness is I'm homeless. But the homeless people who live just, well, who are panhandling just right down the road from me and who will bring their pets to the median. Adrasdea hears that, and in her mind, she's heard one part of it. Adrasdea panhandling. She's been in Tasmanian devil mode for 4 minutes, and then she comes back out of it, and then she hears dog on the highway in the median, and immediately puts it together, that we were talking about her having a dog on the median. Mary, you don't even have a dog, okay? Why would we accuse you of having a dog on the highway for your panhandling when we know you don't even have a dog? All right?
I would be fine if all of my videos were age restricted. My channel is not for children.
All right, that was a quick video. We're probably going to get through this LolCow episode pretty quick. So, next one is do something. Oh, and yeah, you know what? She's mad at Niece Lone Wolf for this, and Mary, leave Niece Lone Wolf alone. All right, you did enough damage to her. She's angry. Just leave her the hell alone, please.
Forgot I was still tiny. It's okay. Bernice seems upset, and I thought that it was only right to give her a little bit of attention because she is dying for it.
The way that you're dying for attention, Mary, the way that you just had to put these videos out this morning, more like later this afternoon, but yeah, you wanted that attention. You wanted to be back on the LolCow Ranch tonight.
So, Niece is very upset, apparently, because James Robert Clark III is sharing my videos in his community tab.
Well, we just had one LolCow promoting the other, and the other LolCow promotes the first one. Didn't take long for this at all. I'm actually kind of surprised that this happened. You two are going to buy me that Toyota Tacoma really, really quickly at this rate.
Have fun? He's also become friends with Blissy. Trying to get her subs. Are they turkey subs? I like turkey subs.
Yeah, I like turkey subs too. Yeah, because, turkey, you get the tryptophan rush. And yeah, I mean, Mary, I that Thanksgiving dinner that you had, Mary, where you basically just murdered a turkey for no purpose other than to just pick a little, bits of, its half-cooked flesh off of its carcass and then just throw the rest of it away. I mean, honestly, I went and got a turkey, but I'm going to make sure that I cook the fucking thing. Okay, Mary? And I'm going to show you a photo of my Christmas turkey. And it's going to be cooked and it's going to look delicious. And it's not going to give anybody salmonella. Okay, Mary?
James wants the attention you're getting and is using your videos to get it. Do something about it. Okay. I guess what I can do something about it, I can give you a tip, James. Show tits.
Bravo, Mary. Remember I told you last night that you gotta, make a video and just kind of insult at James Robert Clark III. This is what I wanted. Thank you, Mary. Yes, thank you, Mary. It's because, even Mary recognizes that James Robert Clark III is a creepazoid.
They like that. I mean, they hate it, but they hate like it, So that might help. I mean, it's a little hilarious that Niece is angry at somebody else for wanting attention when
A little angry? You threatened to dox her, Mary.
she is this desperate for my attention.
I understand why Niece was angry the other night back in AP's chat. And I understand why Niece was angry at me for having to temporarily, kind of mute her with the wrench. Because she wanted you to understand how angry she was about you doxing her.
I'm just. Maybe that's me. This is all just today.
And you deserve it for, threatening to dox her, Mary. You deserve Niece Lone Wolf reminding you every day of what you did to her.
So, sorry, niece. James, I don't know you. I'm not on either side. I don't know James to say that I like him. I know I don't like Blissey. I know I don't like you, niece.
So James is all there on his own. He's not on any sides. He's obviously not on AP and Royce's side, and he's not on Mary's side, he claims. He says he's out here on his own. Mary is not on AP or Royce's side or Daywave's, and Mary is not on James's side. Mary's out there on her own. So we got two little lone LolCows that are just kind of grazing together on the LolCow ranch tonight.
So, what exactly do you want me to do?
Apologize to Niece for doxing her. Apologize. That's all you have to do, Mary.
Like, apparently you're upset because he's getting more attention.
No, she's upset because you threatened to dox her, Mary.
That's not my problem.
That's your problem, Mary, is that you don't understand what isn't your problem, okay?
It's not his problem. I don't know what to tell you. Try showing titties.
Yeah. I actually honestly contemplated that tonight, but I didn't want to risk it. Okay, so this is called Chicken Song. This is one of her little audition, and she posted this video. I don't know if it's a video that she did recently. It looks like her apartment because you can tell from the curtains that she's got up there. But
I like my women like I like my chicken with a little bit of fat on the end. Not too much, not too little, just enough to make me grin. When I see a little woman walking down the street, she ain't my type, she needs a little more meat. She's skinny, oh, not my cup of tea.
okay, so this is going to be the last video of the night, and I think I gotta do a little. Yeah. I'll tell you what. Wait a minute. I can just fix this really quick. Where did I? Oh, Streamlabs. Why you be like that? There we go. There we go. Oh, and as a reminder, visit cbdx.com and use promo codes AP or ROTC or 44420 or Virgie with 2 Ys. You get 20% off on your order. You get a free gift. You also get priority shipping on any order that's over $80. cbdx.com has moon rocks, vape cartridges, gummies, has flour, has dabs. CBDX is premium Delta 8 THC or Delta 8 CBD. It gets you high. CBDX gets you lifted. And now let's go to our final video of the evening, Christmas caroling with Mary.
Okay. My screen's a little wonky, but that's okay. I'm gonna have it fixed before the next video I'm making, which is going to be a full movie. Yay!
See, this is where I applaud you, Mary, because you actually know how to use more elements of your little phone for your streaming. James Robert Clark just makes these little hello, so I'm making a video for Eliana today. He doesn't put any kind of thought or imagination into it. You at least actually try to show us when you're Google searching stuff. So, you're way ahead of James on that.
Look forward to that. But it is getting close to Christmas. and that always puts me in a very musical mood. It makes me want to sing. So I thought that we would do some Christmas songs and see, well, at least see how much of them I can remember. So I know, you think, the song that always
Holy shit, we had a Streamlabs donation. I apologize for that. Okay, so Loki Larry has tipped $10. Fuck James and Mary, have some money. George Floyd Minion Pants has tipped $3. Hippity hoppity, women are property. Oh my goodness. Why didn't it play the agony of defeat for you guys? Wait a minute. Did I? Oh wait. Oh shoot. Did I? I had the alert box. Wait. Yeah, I did. I don't know why it didn't play that, but damn, I gotta fix that in the. Anyway, going back.
immediately jumps to my mind,
Thank you for
which is
for the
so
super chats,
stupid,
by the way.
but
Thank
it's
you, thank you.
Leroy the
I'm
Redneck
humbled by
Reindeer.
this. I really don't
When you all
expect to. I really don't expect to do. I'm not expecting money for these. I'm doing these more to piss James off, and it's working. It's working like a charm. And you know what? The money, I'll take that because thank you for this. This is pretty awesome. I'm humbled by this.
Been heard of? I don't know. Am I like too country? I think it's you've all heard the story about Rudolph and his nose. But I'll tell you a Christmas tale that never has been told. Well, you may think you heard it all, but you ain't heard nothing yet about that crazy Christmas that the North Pole can't forget. Well, Rudolph was under the weather. He had to call in sick. He got on the horn to his cousin Leroy, who lived out in the sticks. Said Santa's really counting on me, and I hate to pass the buck. But Leroy said, hey, I'm on my way, and he jumped in his pickup truck. When Leroy got to the North Pole, all the reindeer snickered and laughed. They'd never seen a deer in overalls and a John Deere trucker cap. But Santa stepped in and said, just calm down, 'cause we've all got a job to do. And like it or not, Leroy's in charge, and he's gonna be leading you. And it was Leroy, the redneck reindeer, hooked to the front of the sleigh, delivering toys to all the good old boys and girls along the way. He's just a down-home party animal, two-stepping across the sky. He mixed jingle bells with a rebel yell and made history that night. That's one of my favorite country Christmas songs.
She's not that bad, and you know what? I'm like I said in the chat, she really could. You know, I mean, she's not that bad. She's not that great either. But compared to the singers that are out there, I think that she could find a modest level of success for herself.
It's the one that always gets stuck in my head this time of year. I don't know. I think it was probably because my little brother liked it so much that we listened to it all the time. That one and Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer. He loved that one so much that his stocking had a moose, not a reindeer, a moose that would stick out from the top of it and sing that song. Grandma got run over by a reindeer.
Walking home from our house Christmas Eve.
You might say there's no such thing as Santa,
But as for me and Grandpa, we believe. There we are, Mary. We're a duet now.
See, the thing with Christmas songs and like with country though, there's so many that are so sad. Like Christmas used to make me so depressed because I listened to the holiday stations and the music was just like always about orphans writing to Santa or trying to get adopted, like Christmas Carol. Anybody remember that one? My name is Christmas Carol. I was born on Christmas Day. I don't know who my daddy is, and mommy's gone away. All I want for Christmas is someone to take me home. Does anybody want a Christmas carol of their own? See, that's sad. Why? I don't understand why they do the saddest songs at Christmas time, but a lot of them.
Well, Christmas songs are sad. We make them sad because we want to be back, 30, 40 years ago when we were kids and we remember going to grandma and grandpa's house and having turkey dinner for Christmas and opening the presents. We want those memories back. And death takes those things away from us one by one, and that's the reason why Christmas songs kind of bring you to a depressed state, is because you long for that and you know there's no way of getting that back. And I can understand why the suicide rate is higher among the holiday season like it is because people miss their loved ones.
Are like what was that other one that came out that was really sad? The shoes, the Christmas shoes. Like what the fuck is that song? I don't know. It makes me sad.
Yeah.
So I like to listen to a lot more of the comedic ones. Like let me think. I want a hippopotamus.
Oh. You know what? Y'all are going to get to hear some of my singing, okay? And I came up with this kind of little Christmas ditty when I was working the overnight shift at the inconvenience store 10 years ago back in Lexington. And, when you work the 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. shift, you just come up with the oddest fucking shit like this. Satan, Satan's time draws near, time for blood and time for fear. We've been good, but we can't last. Hurry, Satan, hurry fast. Want to live a life of vice? I require a sacrifice. We can hardly stand the wait. Please, Satan, don't be late. Da 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 da. Want to live a life of vice? I still want a sacrifice. We can hardly stand the wait. Please, Satan, don't be late. There you go.
Hippopotamus for Christmas. Only a hippopotamus will do. Don't want a doll, no dinky tinker toy. I want a hippopotamus to play with and enjoy. I want a hippopotamus for Christmas. I don't think Santa Claus will mind, do you? He won't have to use a dirty chimney flue. Just bring him through the front door, that's the easy thing to do. I can see me now on Christmas morning creeping down the stairs. What a joy and a surprise when I open up my eyes and find my hippo hero standing there. I want a hippopotamus for Christmas. Only a hippopotamus will do. No crocodiles or rhinoceroses. I only like Hippopotamuses and hippopotamuses like me too. Mom says a hippo would eat me up, but then teacher says a hippo is a vegetarian. I'm always forgetting the lyrics.
I do
It's one
too.
of my favorites, though.
Yeah.
I loved I used to watch Craig Ferguson a lot, and in one of his final episodes, he had Betty White come on, and that's one of her favorite Christmas songs. And he had this whole orchestra in a hippopotamus costume come out and dance with her. It was just the most amazing thing. I loved it. I'm trying to think of at least one more song that I want to do. But when it comes to, like I said again, all of them are so sad. Like, the ones that automatically come to my mind, like Silent Night and Little Drummer Boy, they're just super depressing if you really think about them. So is the Last Nightingale song, which I think I sang last year. So I'm not gonna sing it this year. Ha. What about Cause Santa Claus is watching you. He's everywhere. He's everywhere. Sorry, that's Ray Stevens. Do any of y'all know Ray Stevens?
Hello again, everyone. This is your Action News reporter reporting to you live from the basketball game. Pardon me, sir. Did you see what happened? Yeah, did.
Y'all don't know Ray Stevens.
No, I do know Ray Stevens. Believe me, Mary.
Anyways, okay, I'm gonna go offline for about 2 hours, and I'm going to film. We're gonna watch a whole movie together, a Christmas movie.
Which I can't show on the stream. Well, you know what? It's probably a good thing because this is the last video, and we're about done for the night.
We'll let you wait in suspense until I put it up, but hopefully you'll enjoy it.
And that brings our stream to an end. All right. This has been a very interesting episode of the LolCow Ranch. I have to thank everybody who's been in the chat, and thanks to Loki Larry and George Floyd Minion Pants for their donations tonight. And let's King me. What's up? AP sent me. Do I trust him? Yeah. All right. But I tell you what, if there's no new videos tomorrow, I won't even worry about it, and we'll do a new LolCow Ranch on Saturday. But